are we, Ethan? How are we doing today?
Chris, I'm doing awesome.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. We're kind of fumbling around here to get this podcast going, which happens sometimes. But it's Monday afternoon. I got off work a little bit early, and we were able to record and get this, get in and out, get this knocked out, and I feel really good about that. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I just cracked a seltzer. I got some veggies I'm eating from some leftovers.
Love
Chris,
to hear that.
How are you doing this Monday afternoon?
I wish I was doing a little better. It's just one of those days where you don't have any extra energy other than what you need to get all of the bare minimum tasks for the day done. But that's okay because this is episode 48 of the Grunge Bible podcast, and if that doesn't excite me, there's really no other hope. So let's hope I get a little fired up here to talk some music with my good buddy Ethan Shalloway. So yeah, I'm all right. I can't complain.
I think this 30 to 50 minutes will help. We'll be able to raise our energy levels because I do feel like it's February, and we have the Super Bowl this Sunday. Last week we had the Pro Bowl yesterday. But it's like the first week of a weird sports lapse.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, and then we have Valentine's Day, but then there's a break in holidays. But it's like a weird, like February is kind of like in limbo for me in a lot of ways. It's always been. February is like right before my season start, right after winter.
It can't make up its mind what it wants to be. Is it winter?
Yeah.
Is it spring? Is it holiday time? What? Is it,
You know what? I mean, I think February is the worst month of the year. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, I would. I mean, it's definitely at the bottom for me.
Yeah.
I would say.
What month is better? I mean, January is nice because it's a fresh start, it's a new year.
Yeah.
September is good; it's our birthday.
Yep.
March
is great because you're kind of getting into the good stuff, and I mean, the summer's just a juggernaut. It's great stuff. Yeah. I love November and December. October's cool too. Yeah, I think it's got to be February. I hate this month, man. If it wasn't for the fact that my brother's birthday is this month, I fucking hate this.
What would you have? I mean, the only good things are literally the Super Bowl. Valentine's Day sucks. I think we're going to get into that.
Yeah,
and then
I think we're going to have to.
I mean, April's. I think March and April are definitely better than.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I wholeheartedly. Yeah, so
May is great. We love May.
Yes.
Yeah, February sucks, dude.
Yeah, fuck February. So we're doing our best to get through it, and that's all we can do basically.
Fuck February. Basically.
Fuck that.
I'm
and
glad,
also fuck soup, naturally.
Yeah. Speaking of fuck soup.
Speaking of fuck soup.
Let's talk about our patrons. Actually, I got a bone to pick, Chris.
All right. What's up?
This is our first week in 6 weeks, maybe 2 months that we didn't pick up a new patron over since our last podcast, dude. We fucking lost our streak.
Yeah, it's over. We're starting fresh. I'm kind of upset actually a little bit, to be honest with you.
I'm upset at the listeners. What the hell, guys? You guys help us out here. We can't.
$2. We can't. And the crazy thing, this is the first week that there's bonus content available for them on the Patreon, and
yeah, it was like the opposite of what we were looking for. We dropped some new content, and people are like, no, thank you.
Like, we don't want that. So
So maybe we got to start maybe the patrons don't. Maybe we have to make them not have access.
Maybe we can restrict their access. Like you don't get to listen to this till 3 days after it actually comes out, and you only get to listen to 2/3 of it, and you have to scavenger hunt for the last third.
And we block them so they can't see our posts.
Exactly. Yeah, I think
we would never do.
It's gonna have to be a guerrilla campaign. No, obviously not. We're very, very thankful for all of our patrons, and if you're not one of them, there's bonus.
Help us out, dude. I cannot go.
Material.
I can't go another week not ringing the bell, dude. This is. Yeah.
I got used to it, and now
I got used to it.
Now I want to, but I can't, and it's.
I think
hard.
That's why we're not excited for this, as excited as we usually are.
Yeah, maybe this is it. But
anyway, you were saying we got new content on the Patreon for the people that join, and
it's for the people. I mean, we are for the people, and as much as we can be, we're by the people, and the most important people to us are all of our patrons, but specifically our top level patrons. And this week we would like to thank the Blue Owl, Jade Mercado, Victor Schaefer, Release, Doug Endy, Wayne Staley, Rachel Coring, Millie, Alexis Shannon, Fuck Soup, What the Fuck's Up Denny's, Jamie Lynn, Kayla Jean, our #1 fan from Australia, Marianne, Sunny Mashburn, Sue, Shannon Gorgon, and Laura Nyreen.
Awesome.
That's still a great list. See, I already feel better after reading that list.
I feel better. There's a lot of comfort in those names. I've heard a lot of them for a long time, so
which is great.
I'm back. I'm back, baby.
You know what we got to do?
Shit, I'm back.
We got to get right into this. There's something that I didn't think about that we didn't discuss before we hopped on, but I need to hear your opinion on this.
All right,
the biggest news in grunge world recently is that Eddie Vedder and Nikki Sixx are in some sort of confrontation because Eddie Vedder did an interview with the New York Times and he basically shat on Mötley Crüe and all of the macho hair metal bands from the 80s because at the time he was working at a club. And obviously all of these bands were coming through and he basically said that he fucking hated that whole movement. And Nikki Sixx saw that and he was like, oh, it's interesting. Considering that Pearl Jam is the most boring band ever, I take it as a compliment that he didn't like us. So
I like that he said that Pearl Jam's singer.
He didn't say Eddie Vedder's name.
He said Pearl Jam's singer, which I thought that was clever of him.
Yeah. So what do you think? I mean, anytime celebrities like this engage in fisticuffs through their words is always interesting. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I hate Mötley Crüe. Yeah. I don't know what Nikki Sixx did in the band. I don't think he sang. Is he a guitarist?
Guitarist. Yeah. He had a. So we played. I will have to admit we played Come Home or Coming Home or Welcome Home.
Home Sweet Home.
Home Sweet Home.
Yeah.
But I think it's just is it just called Home? Or is it
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah. I played that played that music and one time and no, I don't like Mötley Crüe. I think I watched the documentary on Netflix they have and it's
Dirt.
Really
people were telling me to watch this when I posted about it. I'm not going to watch it.
It's theatrical. I mean, it's like it's a movie. That's not really a documentary.
Right.
But I think I fell asleep during it. It wasn't, I don't know. I don't really care about Mötley Crüe.
Endorsement. No, I don't either.
But I did listen I think I listened to Nikki Sixx has a band called 6 a.m. and I think I listened to a few songs by him. So what do I think about all of it? Yeah, I don't really like Mötley Crüe, or that whole era, but I was reading the comments and I saw one that I really liked and I think you commented back and said that you echo what he says, and he's like, I don't really like Mötley Crüe, but I hate going back and retroactively talking about bands that were big at a certain time, and it's hard to they fit in history and they were big at that time and they had a following and it makes sense for that time period. And like you said, it didn't age well, and not everything does age well. Not everything.
Well, you could make the contention that a lot of the stuff from the early '90s didn't age well. I mean, Eddie Vedder, I think he kind of looks back, and he visited the BBC once, and they played back for him a clip of him in 1992, and he was like, "This is the most embarrassing thing in the world." So I think everybody feels that way, and it's definitely true. But for me, Mötley Crüe, it doesn't do it for me. So a couple of episodes ago, we proclaimed that the Grunge Bible podcast is a collective soul safe zone. I think we can also declare that the Grunge Bible podcast is a Mötley Crüe slander zone. Are you okay with that?
Open slander. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny that you posted that. It was a solid meme. The wrestlers. That was great.
That was some of my best work recently.
And then a lot
isn't saying much.
Yeah. I like the people that said that they were both right, because they were like, which I thought was funny because. I mean, Eddie's releasing some of his new stuff that doesn't do it for us, and maybe he's referring to the new stuff,
right?
And then Mötley Crüe, I don't know what he's doing right now. But they suck. So I don't know. Some people are like, I like them both. Some people are like they both suck. It's like everybody thinks that
there's something for everybody, man.
Yeah, exactly. I would say there's people on every side of the fence, I guess.
There's something for everyone, and there's also people out there that won't find anything for them because they have their own issues, and there's some people who just enjoy to not like things more than they enjoy liking things, and there's definitely people on the page who have spoken to who seem to
comment when they can be negative.
Yeah, I mean it's negative energy, man.
And that's no good. If you're only commenting when you're doing the negative stuff, comment when you like stuff because you got to balance
more fun.
You'll
be happier.
Yeah. Balance out your life. It'll help. Positive, negative.
Unclench that jaw a little bit. Relax.
Yeah. Breathe in, breathe out.
You gotta take a load off. We're just gonna see how many music references we can make towards being relaxed.
Relax. Don't do it. What's the old like disco pop song? Or it's called "Relax" by I don't know. It's in Zoolander, and they
Casey and the Sunshine Band.
It might
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a blind spot for me.
I'm glad you brought that up because I guess that's what's rocking in the
current events, and we have to report on current events.
Current events, exactly.
So there's another topic that I've been meaning to ask you for the last 47 episodes, I guess, seeing that this is episode 48.
I can't believe this wasn't our first episode. Yeah.
I'm a little upset. And this is also current events in a way because they are still very current and very eventful. But Ethan, something that we've had on the page for a long, long time is the tenet that Mudhoney is the only real grunge band. And I don't think we've ever really explained it. So I can think of no better time than the worst month of the year in this malaise of a winter that we're having. Let's get into it. Why Mudhoney?
Dirt.
Yeah, what's going on with this Mudhoney thing?
Well, Mudhoney is the only real grunge band, and I think that stemmed from our original conversation with Cafaro, correct?
I believe so. And there's a lot of people who hold this point of view.
Yeah, I think once it was said a few times, people were like, yeah. And basically, I think that, because people talk about the genre so much and they get so picky about who's grunge and is it, time frame? Is it Seattle specifically? Is it only 4 or 5 bands? Is it only the first few bands? And they're like so, oh yeah, Nirvana was, pop, punk, and Alice in Chains was heavy metal and, alt rock and stuff. So Cafaro said it best. He's like, fuck all that. Mudhoney is the only real grunge band, if you ask me. And we're like, that makes so much sense. And Mark had, I think, an incredible influence on a lot of the people. So
yeah,
he kind of I think that there's a lot of revere for him, and everybody likes him, right? All the guys like Mark.
Yeah, it's never seemed that there's been anybody who's really cast stones at him. And for example, Eddie Vedder's on record as saying that Mark Arm and Mudhoney were supremely influential. Same thing with Nirvana. And those were the two bands that I think more often than not people pitted against one another because of the differentiation between the two frontmen and just the stylistic differences between those bands. So, I mean, if they're drawing from the same thing, what does that tell you? And Mark Arm definitely seems to be the kind of unsung elder statesman because he's still out there, he's still making music. And I mean, even going back to Green River in the early 80s, I think that the one commonality is the people who were there at the beginning seem to have all at one point or another created music or played together in some way, shape, or form. And I mean, Mark was there right at the beginning, and I just think their music was and still is just that perfect encapsulation of just that raw, perfect, sprinkling of the punk, the rock. I mean, everything is in it, and really, I think you can make a serpentine connection between pretty much everything that's come from the grunge scene right back to Mudhoney. I mean, their records and their music and their playing and their stage presence. I mean, it's all there.
Yeah, I think that Mark Arm is an incredible frontman too, and I love that. I think that he is a great frontman for the genre, and it also became where we would post stuff, and I think we wanted to branch out and maybe post bands that people didn't see as grunge, and that was a great flex seal to slap on there too in the comments and be like, Mudhoney is the only
anything you got going wrong because originally we used to test the waters, like we dip our toe in with like a derivative band like the Red Hot Chili Peppers or something that were active around that time, and people are like, that's not really grunge. And the easiest thing, like you said, it's like, well, of course they're not, because the only band that's actually grunge is Mudhoney, and I agree with that.
Okay, that's right, yeah.
And they can't get upset at that. So then at this point we can post Billie Eilish as we have, and people are like, this isn't grunge, and we're like, yeah, you're right, because Mark Arm's, I don't see Mark Arm. Where is he? He's not on the stage. Yeah. He's not playing.
Dude, my favorite is, just recently I posted Prince, and they're like, is Prince grunge? And I'm like,
it's like, better than that. You're just asking that to be an asshole. Of course he's not.
Like, people are like, this isn't grunge, or Prince is not grunge, and it's like, no, I never said it was. I guess it's in our name.
We say in the caption 100 times out of 100 that it's not.
Pretty much, yeah. Like usually it's like hashtag.
But,
like, hey,
people don't read, obviously.
I don't even like saying that. Like I just love the people who are like, wait, is this grunge? Like no,
it doesn't fucking matter.
It's Prince. I don't like. You guys follow this page. You should know what grunge is, but
right, exactly.
They just want to see it. You know,
that's the problem, and people don't need our validation of what is and what isn't, because it doesn't matter. And I think that's the thing.
Like bad deductive reasoning on their part.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, and that's like, in my opinion, one of the most. I hate saying this, but one of the most grunge things is it doesn't fucking matter, and it's like going back to Mudhoney and how they play live. It's not about the musical proficiency and hitting every note. It's about the energy that you derive from live music. And sometimes to give that energy into put it out into the world, you're going to be a little rough around the edges. You're going to play a little loose, a little fuzzy. That's just what happens. And that's important. I think that's a great lesson, that sometimes the emotion is more important than the technical proficiency or the display of technical proficiency, and for me, that's what music's about. I don't give a shit. I don't know music theory. I don't know if things sound correctly or not, but I know if there's emotion behind it and there's meaning behind it, and that's why I love Mudhoney, because they give what they have.
Yeah, and just like you said, grunge is not being clean; it's being a little distorted, and
you're not allowed to shower, basically.
I mean, they're 1988 Super Fuzz Big Muff, dude. That right there.
I mean, that's it.
That started grunge right there.
If I had to show the aliens what grunge was, I'm giving them the Super Fuzz Big Muff.
So you believe in aliens, Chris?
I live with them.
Wait, we got Tom DeLonge coming in to talk about aliens.
Yeah, a special guest. He's gonna roll away the stone.
I would love to talk to Tom about aliens. He loves.
I would love
he's
that.
On record. He's on record. I don't know if I believe in aliens, but Olympus Mons. There's a big place on Mars that we need to go to.
Yeah, apparently.
The big mountain, the mountain that we talked about on the podcast.
The Patreon exclusive episode. That's probably not a great endorsement of the special, but I don't fucking care.
Maybe if you want to hear something about Olympus Mons, become a patron.
Exactly. That's the nugget of all nuggets right there.
I'm glad we got that out in the opening. And I think we have maybe touched upon it in a podcast.
But this was
maybe
a good dissection of it. So
I think it's a good reminder. We need to talk about that like every couple of weeks. Just be like, hey, just PSA, a little reminder. Mudhoney is the only real grunge band. So pull out the first album and play it. Yeah.
It's like brushing your teeth in the morning or doing your rites in the morning. You just have to to acknowledge it.
Exactly,
and that's what you have to do. So if Mudhoney, we both agree, obviously. Who in your mind would be the runner-up for that?
For the next in line for the real grunge band?
Yeah.
Well, based off of, my gut reaction when you asked, I wanted to say the Melvins and Buzz for, not just because they're really, I don't know, loud and kind of they're crazy in a lot of ways. I just picked the Melvins and right behind Mudhoney. But I don't think Buzz and Mark Arm are actually friends. I think
no. Buzz seems to have sparred with a lot of the individuals from the scene, so I don't really know what that looks like. I know that
I do like.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say I do like putting Mother Love Bone. Like I feel like Andrew. Like when I think of like grunge, I think the front men are really important. Like I need like having a really notable frontman. So I don't know. I always think about Mother Love Bone at the origin because they were before a lot of the other bands.
It's crazy because they had a lot of glam in there too. I mean,
they did.
I don't know, and that's not something that I generally like.
Right,
but it's funny how labels can make you, because I don't know if I just heard Mother Love Bone without having known that this was what Pearl Jam was before Pearl Jam, and there was this guy, Andrew Wood, and they were incredible. I don't know if I would like it as much. The labels are powerful as much as I hate them. But yeah, I definitely say it's Mother Love Bones in that equation. I think I would say Nirvana are the runner-ups, because out of all of the bands that broke mainstream, I do think Nirvana had all of those characteristics, the energy, the punk influences, and just like the I don't give a fuck type thing.
I heard a good I heard a good take the other day that said like the 90s started when Nevermind like dropped and like Smells Like Teen Spirit, like that was when the 90s began. Like even the beginning of the decade was, you know, basically just a pour over of the 80s until that happened, and that changed everything. I thought that was kind of cool.
Well, collectively, the entire movement was able to unseat Guns N' Roses. So that's something I am forever indebted to. You know, Nirvana might not be my favorite of the Seattle bands, but I appreciate them for knocking Guns N' Roses off of the top spot of the rock and roll world of the early 90s.
Yeah. And I'm just glad that, you know, the Beatles are not making music anymore. Had to get that last one in there.
Have we blatantly said, I can't remember, all the episodes run into one, have we blatantly said that we don't like the Beatles?
I'm pretty sure we have.
I'm pretty sure. Well, you know what? Just like you need to be reminded that Mudhoney's the only grunge band, you need to be reminded that Chris and Ethan don't like the Beatles.
Yeah, that we were actually brainstorming. Like we have Mudhoney is the only real grunge band. Then we have like Into the Flood again. That became our shtick for a long time, and we kind of want to move into this Beatles hate area that is, you know, I think it has a pretty big following for whatever reason, and we could probably get away with.
There's a big subset of the internet that is fully on board with the Beatles slander.
Yeah, so we don't have a tagline. Well, we do have a tagline, but it's kind of dark. So
yeah, I don't know really necessarily why we had to bring that up right now, but you know, it's important and it's something that has to be acknowledged. We don't like it. We're not saying that it's wrong for other people to like it, but it just doesn't wind my clock. It doesn't wind your clock.
Exactly. So let's move on. What's the
let's move away from this area.
Yeah, before we get ourselves in trouble.
Yeah.
But that's not possible. Maybe it is, but hopefully not.
Maybe.
Okay. What's next, Chris?
Well,
I know.
Yeah, I think you know. Something I need to talk about.
Should we go on the calendar? What's next? Sunday?
Yeah, let's go on the calendar. What's next?
Okay, so this coming Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
And pretty big in the U.S., obviously. This is the most watched sporting event, right? Out of all the championships, 100%.
Oh, without a doubt. And the thing about it is I don't care whether or not you like football or you don't like football. The day afterwards should be a day off.
I totally agree.
Like, you're not getting anything done because, I mean, chances are if you're a fan of football, you're going to be watching the game. If you're not a fan of football, you still might be watching the game. If you're not watching the game, who cares? You get a day off because you should.
You need more days. Yeah, need more days off.
Yeah, it's important. What better time than the Super Bowl?
And I think we're right into the this is the big after Valentine's Day, which is next. Like it's the most time without a holiday. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, we have in the United States we have President's Day the following Monday actually, so we're pretty close. But then we go for a little while without anything, unless I mean, depending on your estimations of St. Patrick's Day, St. Joseph's Day, and
Mardi Gras.
None of those are days out of work holidays. So
yeah. Anyway, so we got the Super Bowl.
Chances.
So we got the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday, and Chris and I, we are Patriot fans and Chiefs fans, and after last week, my Chiefs got eliminated, and it really sucked. Yeah. That was honestly the way it happened. I was watching, and just because we had such a collapse, like I was numb, and like by the time we lost, I was like, yeah, we didn't deserve to win that, and I wasn't even that mad. Like we blew it. It wasn't like we played a really good game. Like if we would have lost to. It would have been harder to be a Bills fan and lose the way they lost than to blow it. Totally. And I know that doesn't it doesn't really make sense, but as a fan watching it, like I was numb. I didn't really care. I was like, whatever. Like this season, like I don't know. I was so done with it.
Move on.
By the time we blew the lead, and I just couldn't imagine being a Falcons fan back in the Super Bowl
when they gave up a 25-point lead. Yeah, it's always really funny to me, coming from my perspective, where I am a sports fan. Isn't it crazy how we invest so much of our emotions into things that we have positively zero control over? And the crazy thing too, so we were both college athletes, and you were to this day a high level athlete competing professionally. It's really interesting to me when people get upset and something whenever I've ever been upset that kind of makes everything make sense is, number one, my life is still the same no matter what happens. And number two, if you're a fan of a sports team, you're not going to feel nearly as bad as the people who are actually on that sports team if they lose. And I don't know if it was just from my experiences being a college athlete and knowing people who have competed and compete in various professional capacities, just kind of putting it in perspective. But it always is funny when, I mean, I do it too. That's just how strange it is that you place a lot of emotions into it, and you have no control over it.
Yeah, and I think that, two things. One thing that always helps me is, as soon as we lost, I thought, well, at least I'm not a Bills fan and lost the week before.
It could always be worse.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, one team wins, and that's the harsh reality of sports and that type where, like, one person wins, and everybody else has to suffer defeat. So, misery loves company. You can just kind of
sure does, man.
Yeah. And the other thing that I believe pulls us to sports is exactly that, Chris, is like the emotional roller coaster. Because I was like, why do I invest so much? It's like, well, because we like the highs and lows. It's kind of like
fun.
Gambling. Like the rush of like going up and down is in 2.5 hours, 3 hours of watching a game is good. And I always like, it's a simple fact of like, I'm happy that I'm passionate enough about something to be upset about it. You know, like if nothing upsets you in life or nothing gets you really excited and have some pride, then that's no fun either. So I'm always like, I just think that sports does an excellent job of that highs and lows. You take the lead, you lose the lead. There's like all these momentum shifts, and you don't see that in like, businesses. Like, I mean, you do see that, but like some stuff that takes like longer. So it happens so fast. And I think that immediacy is like, it's a lot of fun. I mean, that's just like a really raw emotional like charge that I appreciate a ton.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, because you couldn't do that with your job or your business venture or whatever, because you couldn't be that reckless or whatever, and you couldn't. I mean, if you lose, the consequences are very real. Whereas, if your sports team loses, the consequences aren't particularly real for you if you're just a fan and you haven't invested a lot of money betting one way or the other or whatever. But yeah, it's always interesting. I think it's fun. I never understood the people that judged or looked at. I mean, we all have the things that we enjoy and the things that we look forward to. Yeah, you have to. And I don't. If you look forward to something, it doesn't matter if it's, as long as it's not hurting anybody. If it doesn't matter what other people think, or if it's lame, or if it's not cool, or if it's stupid. Who cares? If you enjoy it, it's fun. There is one thing though that I'm willing to judge about that I don't enjoy, and I don't think you enjoy either.
What is it?
Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes. Well, this is the worst part about the month, February. I mean, this is
you're at the halfway point. You're getting no reprieve.
Sucks. This is why February sucks. And so, all right, disclaimer: Chris and I are both single, so of course we're just the angry single. Of course, we're just the angry single people who hate Valentine's Day because we don't get to spend it with other people. But no, that's not why.
Honestly,
I hate
man,
Valentine's Day.
I've hated it when I've been in relationships. I hate it more. It's worse
because you have obligations. You have to go to a packed dinner spot because that's just what you do, and you have to prove certain things on certain days. I hate it because it's a made up holiday that just kind of it's a money grab. It's a money grab. It takes love, and I don't know, it just transforms it into a dumb money making beast, and that's not how relationships should be valued and approached, and it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Save your money.
This is the same reason why Frank Costanza founded Festivus, because Christmas was according to him, it was a commercialized scam. I mean, that's what's going on here. And that's the thing. They hit you with Christmas in December, and then we're not even 2 full months away. And the next thing you know, we got Valentine's Day. And then depending on when your significant other's birthday is, I mean, you could get hit. You get hit 3 times in 2 months.
Yeah. Oh,
it's tough sledding. And I don't, I'm not.
Chris, what do you do if you have, say, a significant other that has a birthday, say February 13th, or what if it's on Valentine's Day, or what if it's on Christmas? What if they double up?
That's the thing. So I've known of a couple of people that have Christmas birthdays or 23rd, 24th, 26th, or 28th or whatever, and there doesn't seem to be a consensus on what the thing to do is. I know some of them roll it all into one. Some of them have separate things.
It's so hard.
Yeah, I hope to never find myself in that situation. And honestly, Ethan, I think moving forward, I'm going to vet my potential significant others based off of their proximity, their birthdays' proximities to Christmas and Valentine's Day, because that's a tough gig, man. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
because that's the thing.
You got to compete with Jesus and his birthday.
How do you do that?
And then two, everybody's selfish. So on Valentine's Day, no one's going to want to celebrate. They're just going to celebrate their own relationship.
Right.
You know, people are selfish. So
Yeah, everyone's selfish. I'm selfish. You know, it's hard. And the problem too is if you're in the long haul, if you crush it with your gift for your significant other, for anybody, if you crush it for Christmas, you set a standard for yourself, and that's a tough act to follow. If you really knock it out of the park, and it's like you're flying too close to the sun. What are you gonna do? If something's got to give, something's got to give, and I don't know, the commercialized aspect of it is, it's a drag for me.
it is a drag.
It's a drag, man.
It's a drag, and I don't think that. I think that if I was in this situation with a significant other, I would 1,000% celebrate like a half birthday, like to the extreme, because I like doing stuff for people, and I would want the distinction for them, and I wouldn't want to have to feel like if it was Christmas to do like double everything like that.
Yeah.
It also does, like, you can't go out to eat twice, and I don't know, it's not as special. So I think I would be like, all right, in July, we're gonna do something special.
Making your own holiday.
Yeah, I want to make my own holiday. Yeah, exactly. I think half birthdays are maybe a little underused, actually.
I've never used one, so maybe that's what's missing.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, we have the same half birthday, Ethan.
Yeah, what is it? The 3rd, so March 28th?
March 28th is our half birthday.
Thank God it's not in February, dude.
That'd be
it'd be a leap year.
tough.
Not this year, but February 28th. No, I guess not.
29th, yeah. That'd be a problem.
Is it a leap year last year? Next year?
I don't know. I'm all messed up with that. I think it's next year. No.
So Chris and I, it's the 20. I think it was 2020 was a leap year.
Yeah, 2024 is the next one.
So Chris and I do not like Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we don't.
So you got no plans, huh?
I have no plans. It's a Monday too. What are you gonna do on a Monday?
I think it's Tuesday.
Is it
Tuesday?
Monday?
No, today's the 7th. Wow,
Yeah.
it is Monday.
So yeah, it's a week from today, and it's a couple days after this show comes out.
One day after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's a tough act to follow. The Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. I did have one more thing about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, what's up?
We won't give away our picks.
Yeah, I can't do that.
But do you know who's playing?
Privileged
Do you know who's playing the halftime show?
Yes, I do. There's a big conglomeration.
Yeah. This is gonna be. It's gonna be Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige. It's supposed
Dre's
to be like
gonna be there too, I think.
Yeah, a big ode to hip hop and all the years.
That's super
and I think,
cool. I'm excited about that. I
think
love
that's
Snoop.
gonna be. Yeah,
Love
I do
Snoop.
too. I think that's gonna be really. I don't know. Really, I'm really excited to see what they do. I think they've been putting a lot of work into this because of some of the people that have passed away, and I think it's the first. I think it's the first time that hip hop artists are going to do the halftime show. I think usually it's. I think that's what they said. Like this is the first time.
I know. The Weeknd's
Which is surprising.
done it. Beyonce's done it before. Bruno Mars has done it. Lady Gaga's done it recently. But I think in terms of like a strictly hip hop and not sprinkling with pop, I think you're right. So that's going to be super cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Get to see Eminem. It'll be cool. I think.
They're all getting older,
they're going to do
man.
They're going to do a lot of old stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your off the top of your head? What is your favorite halftime performance for a Super Bowl over the years?
There's a few of them. So Prince in the Rain at Super Bowl 41.
07, yeah.
Yeah, 07. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Bruce played it with his band in 2009, Super Bowl 43. That was super awesome. The Stones did it at Super Bowl 40. Tom Petty did it. I forget the year, but I think my favorite's either got to be Bruce Springsteen or Prince.
Wow, that was pretty good. You named off like 5. I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah, I went through this phase where I watched a lot of them repeatedly. Wow. So that's kind of how I know. U2's was kind of cool in 2002 because it was right after 9/11 and they did a tribute. And I like U2. I know a lot of people. It's popular to not like U2, but I like U2.
Yeah,
I like Bono. I like The Edge.
Yeah. I think I do really like Prince and what he did, obviously.
Make It Rain Harder.
Yeah, dude, that's iconic, and it's such a big like song and moment. And people do that. I don't know, that song just feel like it just filled the air incredibly. Yeah. Anyway, I know. I think Red Hot Chili Peppers played, and they did a really good job.
They did. I forget when they.
That
did,
was a while ago too. I was young.
A long time. It's been a while since a rock band has done it. They've all been pop acts. I have to say, Lady Gaga's was very, very, very impressive. She's great. She's incredible.
She's a performer. Yeah, she is. I mean, that's the best way to describe her, a performer. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have anything that really. So you sit down and watch the Super Bowl halftime show every year? You don't get up.
No, I don't. I mean, the commercial breaks long enough. You can get up and get whatever you need.
But people like the commercials. Look, I mean, the commercials haven't been good in
commercials anymore. Yeah, they're dumb.
They haven't been good in 8 years or something.
They're all going to be about NFTs this year, probably. Fuck what's going on
NFTs.
With that? You know, so it's not my area. So I'll stay out of it.
So Mudhoney is the only real grunge band. Chris and Ethan hate Valentine's Day, and we're excited.
Crüe and John Lennon.
And yes. The big 3, the Mount Rushmore. We should do a Mount Rushmore of what Grunge Bible hates.
Yep.
And we can also do a Mount Rushmore of what we love. You know, we're going to equal out.
Though, obviously.
Yeah. And yeah. So
that's the way it goes.
That's the way she goes.
Yeah.
The way of the road, as they say.
Yeah. And I think the last stop on this road would be Song of the Week as we get ready to close this episode down. I had a hard time deciding my Song of the Week, so I'm going to defer to you and hope that divine intervention will strike me before it's my turn.
I love it. I'm just going to go ahead and bring up that I've been listening to a lot of Goose. I've been saying this last couple. Chris, I think this
Goose
is the
Dynasty.
Dude, I just had to bring it up. I'm not using one of their songs for my Song of the Week, but I just want to say I've been jamming. Yeah. I've been listening to their music. And I've just started watching they have some of their live performances on Spotify, so I've been listening to them.
Oh yeah.
But I began to start watching videos on YouTube. I don't know if that's the first step, but I'm very
certainly one of the steps.
I'm very in shallow waters. I'm just getting in, but dude, I've been doing it, man. I'm trying to figure out this whole jam band scene, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, you're working very hard, and that's very admirable.
This is one of the hardest things I've ever done, Chris. It took a special band, dude. Man, Fish and the Grateful Dead were so tough. So I've been also listening to a lot of rap lately.
Okay.
It's really like a lot of Lil Uzi Vert for all the rapper fans out there. But I've also simultaneously, so my big 3 right now: jam bands, rap, and then emo rock and roll, and we've been kind of sending some stuff back and forth, and it's been known to make an appearance on Song of the Week quite often. So this week's Song of the Week is a classic, a throwback to one of the bands that we grew up with in Taking Back Sunday. Okay. And I'm just going to go with the classic, Liar, Liar. It's just so good to blare in the car, and I've been just singing the chorus, and I don't know, it's just been kind of running through that album the last few days on the job, and I've been loving it. So Liar Liar by Taking Back Sunday has really been doing it for me lately.
That's great. I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah, man, it's pretty fun. They also have a great one, Make Damn Sure. We love that. So, they're good. They're solid. They were one of my favorite kind of alt emo bands when, the early 2010s and whatnot. So. Yeah,
that's good.
All right, you're up. Do you have have you made a distinctive?
I've made a decision. I'm not particularly happy about it. I usually have a lot more gusto when it comes to Song of the Week. I just don't have it right now. So I'm gonna go back to the last thing that I felt a good bit of gusto about, because there was a song recently that I listened that kind of hit me a little hard, but we're gonna change lanes from that. But For my song of the week, I'm gonna go with "Sister Golden Hair" by America. Last week, I helped one of my cousins move into his new apartment, and that was after work, so it was late night. I got home and I was super tired, and I was driving home, and "Sister Golden Hair" came on, and it was exactly what I needed at the time. The gentleman from the band America just sang it to me. It's 70s easy listening, man. That's always some good stuff. So I decided, I got home, it was freezing outside. I came upstairs, took a nice warm shower, had an ice cold shower beer, and I listened to Sister Golden Hair on repeat. And it was nice. It was what I needed. So that's gonna be my song of the week.
That's amazing. And
turning back time.
I thought about that the other day, because I was like, we were talking about all the early 2010s and 2000s rock and stuff, and I was like, man, I was just thinking about the decades, and I was like, man, I haven't listened to the 70s feel good California rock and roll
a lot too. I haven't in a long time, and,
that's
and
what
that
I was
night
saying.
I did.
think we used to. I mean, we lived in that genre for a long time. I mean,
time.
And I listened to it a ton with back home. With my dad loves that music, so I feel like I need to
return.
Yeah, I need to enter back in and kind of get into that feel, because nothing better, dude. Nothing better than, I know we all hate the fucking Eagles, but nothing better than listening to some Eagles on a beautiful
a long
sunny
night,
day.
man. Yeah, you take it easy, or New Kid in Town, or I mean, there's way too many of them to even just start name dropping. They're a great band, and there's a lot of good stuff there. That's what I'm gonna do after I get off this recording.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to some 70s.
I'm listening to America for sure. That sounds like
Horse with No Name.
That's great. Awesome. So that wraps her up. I think that takes care of this week's episode.
Yep.
We're very thankful to have you guys listening all the way to the end. You guys are the real troopers. Thank you. I want to give a special thanks to our producer, Drew McFadden. You do an excellent job with this. And Chris, we'll be back next week, same time, same place.
As a matter of fact, we will. All right, everybody, get out of here. We'll see you later.
See you later, knuckleheads. Rock and roll. You can just kind of be like, yeah. And but the other thing is, what was I going to say? Shoot, I'm blanking. Come back to me. Hold on. Oh, it hurts. It's like a brain freeze. I'm like my. It's like a brain freeze. My head. I completely.
Can you just make up something that the other thing is? Because I was saying, like, you have no control over it, or whatever, and.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Okay.
You could just go in with, and the other thing is.
Yeah. And the other thing that I believe